Most people don't burn out because they're weak. They burn out because nobody taught them how to use their strength wisely. We grow up hearing one message again and again: work hard and everything will fall into place. But hard work without strategy is like running on a treadmill, exhausting, but you go nowhere. This is the story of Alex, a man whose life changed forever when he finally learned the difference between effort and direction. Toronto. Winter. The city cold and crowded, office lights glowing like tiny stars against the skyline. Inside a marketing agency, Alex Carter, 32, worked under flickering fluorescent lights. He was the guy who arrived first, left last, skipped lunches, cancelled weekends, took every task, sacrificed his personal life for a company that barely noticed him. Promotions always went to strategic thinkers. Appreciation always went to innovators. Alex? He was invisible, unless something needed to be done urgently. He believed that if he just worked harder than everyone else, someone would finally notice him. But that day never came. One Friday night, he stayed late again. The office was empty, the sky outside a black mirror. His inbox pinged. Project leadership update: we're giving the Johnson campaign to Ryan. We need someone more efficient and strategically aligned. That word again, strategic. Alex froze. Hands trembling. Hours later, he found himself walking alone in the freezing Toronto air, feeling crushed. He'd given everything. And somehow, it still wasn't enough. He wandered into a quiet cafe glowing with warm yellow light. Inside stood an older man, Daniel Ruiz, polishing a cup with calm precision. "You look like someone carrying a world on his back," Daniel said gently. "Sit. I'll make something warm." For the first time in years, Alex told the truth. About burnout. About lost opportunities. About disappointment. About being unseen. Daniel listened, then leaned forward. "Alex, do you think movement equals progress?" Alex frowned. "Isn't that the same thing?" Daniel smiled knowingly. "Not even close." Daniel began. There was an employee named Michael. Hardest worker in the company. First in, last out. Always busy. Always overwhelmed. But years passed, and he never moved up. "Why?" Alex asked. "Because Michael wasn't effective," Daniel replied. "He was only active." Daniel continued. "He worked long hours on low-impact tasks. Reacted to everything. Never prioritized. Never built systems. He mistook exhaustion for excellence." Alex's eyes widened. But a new employee, Sophia, joined the team. She left on time. Worked fewer hours. But got more done. Daniel said. Companies don't reward exhaustion. They reward effectiveness. Sophia wasn't lucky, she was strategic. Alex felt something break inside him. Rule 1, focus on what matters. Daniel said, urgent tasks scream. Important tasks whisper. Busy workers chase noise. Successful workers chase impact. He continued, ask yourself every morning, what 2 things will move me forward today? Do only those. Rule 2, protect your time. You let everyone steal your time, Daniel said. Time is more expensive than money. Rich people buy time. Poor people trade time for nothing. Rule 3, build systems, not stress. Hard workers repeat the same tasks daily. Smart workers build a system once and repeat the system. Rule 4, learn to say no. Saying yes to everything is saying no to your own growth. Rule 5, learn skills that multiply your value. People who rise fast don't work more hours, they learn high-leverage skills. Strategy. Communication. Tools. Decision-making. Alex realized he was losing, not for lack of effort, but lack of direction. Alex whispered, "All this time. I thought working hard was enough." Daniel replied softly. "That's because society glorifies burnout. Hustle culture. Overwork. But hustle without direction is chaos. Hustle without clarity is slavery." Tears fell down Alex's cheeks. For the first time, he wasn't ashamed of them. "What do I do now?" he asked. Daniel placed a hand on his shoulder. "Now, you rebuild. Not by working harder, but by working right." That night, Alex opened a fresh notebook. On the first page, he wrote, "New life strategy, day 1. He completely changed his habits. Clarity before email. Deep work blocks. No multitasking. Saying no without guilt. Systems for routine tasks. Weekly skill development. Tracking impact, not hours. Protecting evenings. Smarter tools, fewer steps." Within weeks, he delivered more by doing less. Within months, he was outperforming his entire team. His manager finally said, "Alex, you've become one of our most strategic employees." And for the first time in years, Alex believed it. Lex returned to Daniel's cafe. "You finally look alive," Daniel said with a proud smile. For the first time, Alex replied, "I feel alive." He explained how he stopped worshipping burnout. Stopped confusing activity with progress. Stopped believing exhaustion equals excellence. Daniel said, "You didn't just fix your work, Alex. You fixed your entire life." Then he added, "In the US, the UK, Canada, people wear burnout like a badge. They brag about busyness. But no one asks, are you working in the right direction? The wrong direction, no matter how hard you work, will never take you to the right destination." Alex walked outside. Toronto glowed softly under the streetlights. The cold air felt different, lighter. He finally understood. Hard work is the engine. Smart work is the steering wheel. Purpose is the map. Without strategy, even the hardest worker ends up lost. But with clarity, everything changes. If you feel exhausted, stuck, overlooked, it isn't because you lack effort. It's because you lack direction. You don't need to work harder. You need to work smarter. More intentionally. More strategically. Remember. Hard work builds stamina. Smart work builds success. Aligned work builds destiny. Don't just work hard. Work smart. And work toward the life you actually want.